I thank them for coming. I mean, I'm supposed to be really angry and upset and raging and all that, but I can't. Because of the love of God in me, I can't be like that.
You don't feel that in your heart?
No, I don't. I feel forgiveness in my heart, even for the guy that shot and killed my son.
You feel forgiveness?
Yes, for him. Yes, I do.
Thank you for talking with us again. It sounds so hollow, but I'm so sorry for your loss.
I'm gonna say I hope you rot and die just like my brother did, but I personally want the best for you. And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you. Because I know that's exactly what both of them would want you to do. And the best would be give your life to Christ. I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Please?
Yes.
Father says he can't forgive the 10-year-old girl now accused of stomping on his baby's head.
As opposed to seeing it as a 10-year-old girl, I seen it as the person who killed my son. And she, in my opinion, deserved to be in shackles or handcuffs. She's a criminal.
Nate Lytle is speaking out for the first time since the death of his 6-month-old son, Jackson. Seen here in new video just released by the family.
It really hit hard.
The disturbing sight of a 10-year-old in court charged with first-degree murder shocked the nation. Her parents tried to comfort their weeping child. The grieving dad says he sat in that courtroom hoping she would see him and understand what she had done.
It was a split second, and then she buried her head back into her dad's shoulder.
The girl is said to suffer from severe emotional problems. She was living with foster parents who run a daycare center outside Eau Claire, Wisconsin, where baby Jackson was enrolled. The girl told police she was holding Jackson when he fell out of her arms and hit his head. Then she panicked and stomped on the baby to stop his crying. An imprint of her shoe was found on Jackson's head.
Shalom, family trendsetter. I'm not even going to be too long on this video. Now, I just showed you 3 clips, one of which you had Walter Scott's mother stating that she forgave the officer, the devil that killed her son. Then you had Botham Jean brother pretty much embracing this beast of the field who actually murdered his brother. This is why we as a society, we will never, ever, ever get the kind of justice that we deserve, because these devils, they already know at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? They don't really have to worry about us. They know that, white Jesus have done his job. He basically told us we need to turn the other cheek, love our enemy, obey our earthly master, do good to those who hate you. And that alone is enough. They don't need a gun. They don't need, really and truly, they don't need law enforcement to keep us in check. All they need is these fucking agents of the devil, which is the pastor, to come to our community every weekend to teach us Jesus Christ. Okay, that slave doctrine that was given to our ancestors. And, it passed on to us. And even to today, 2019, you have our people still forgiving our oppressor, the enemy, the same people that's literally killing your family member. You telling me you're going to forgive them and embrace them with a hug? Are you serious? This is why I tell y'all, family, I don't fuck with Christianity. No, sir. I'm good. I don't want to deal with that shit. Nope. That religion right there, I believe is witchcraft. This is why every Sunday I have to go to church to get a little bit more dose of witchcraft. You got the agents of the devil, which is the so-called pastor. And the funny thing is, y'all paying for this shit. Y'all paying for witchcraft. It's almost like when you go to a man or a woman to do voodoo and shit on your neighbor or whatever, right? Or somebody you hate or whatever. You got to pay them, but you paying a motherfucking pastor to put witchcraft on your ass. It doesn't make sense to me. So for those of you who are offended because I always talk about Christianity and white Jesus, a lot of y'all give him a black face and a Hebrew name, Yahweh Shai, Yahushua, same fucking story though in the New Testament. Let me say this to y'all in closing, right? Baltimore Jean, he was a collaborator as well, because in the photos that I showed in the last video, he had a lot more white people as his friends as opposed to black folks. Okay, and this is one of the reasons why the Most High, I believe, poured out the judgment, because he told us to be a separate people. He told us to be set apart. There's a scripture, I think in the New Testament, says, be in the world, but not of the world. That's why I'm good. I stay myself to myself. I don't fuck with the other nations. You know what I'm saying? If you don't look like me, I don't fuck with you. You know what I mean? The only time I deal with you is when you got to give me that guap, that paycheck. That's it. You know what I mean? But, for those of you who want to continue to marry into them and, have them as your friends and shit, ain't nothing wrong with dealing with them every so often. Like, I got a neighbor next door to me, beautiful white lady. She nice as shit. But I know deep down she's a devil. You know what I'm saying? So I love her from afar because she's wonderful. I remember one time, it was snowing outside and shit. I went and believe it or not, I went and shoveled her driveway for her. She came and bought me some cookies. I think I made a video about it. The shit was hot and warm. And I reluctantly ate the shit because I was saying to myself, I didn't want not to eat the shit because I was like, you know what? I go to the store every day and buy shit from my oppressors, and I know they poison us. But because for some reason I took a liking to her. She's a straight up white woman, blonde hair and everything. Her sons, believe it or not, they're more standoffish. But me and her, we could have a conversation for like an hour and shit. Because, I like to do yard work. She like to do yard work, and she'll come over and she'll compliment me on my yard. And as a matter of fact, I'm in front of my home right now. And, I go over to her home right across the street and compliment her shit. And, she's cool. That's why I say not all of them are alike. But I know for a fact, you cannot tell a hungry lion from a fed lion. They're all fucking lions. And at the end of the day, all they do is just suppress their true psychopathic behavior. But for the most part, she's cool. But for me to say I'm going to go hug my enemy, someone who literally took my family member's life, that shit would never happen. I'm an Old Testament believer. I believe in a life for a life. You take one of mine, I'm taking 10 of yours. That's just me. I don't give a fuck who you is. You could be, I don't care who you is. As long as I know that it was, not justified for you to take one of my family members' lives, believe me, I'm coming after you. I don't give a fuck who you is. Read between the line, devils. I don't care who you is. Because, see, Baltimore Jean was in his home eating ice cream, watching TV. This cave bitch decided she gonna go and she gonna try to spill blood. You know what I mean? So I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't be hugging that motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? I'd be trying to figure out a way to get back. Revenge. Revenge is mine, said the Lord. Nah, not in this case. But family, I just want to share this shit with y'all. When are we gonna wake up and realize that, listen, this spell called Christianity is what's holding us back? This is why these devils are never, ever going to take their foot off our necks and shit, because they know that this spell for over decades, centuries have been working. And it's a strong, strong, strong witchcraft that they are using on us, family. And what's the tool they're using? They're using white Jesus to bewitch us. Because if you think about it, if you believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, which God, I don't know which God y'all talking about, but I know it ain't the Most High power. I believe the God of this world, which is Satan. If y'all keep believing that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and the Son of God tell y'all to turn the other cheek and love your enemy, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to hate your enemy, for you to be aware who the fuck your enemy is. All right, so Walter Scott, Baltimore Jean's brother, they can go ahead and hug and embrace their enemy. I hate my motherfucking enemy. And I'm about to say something, and I think y'all not going to like what I'm about to say, but you know what? Baltimore Jean, if he would have stayed to his motherfucking self and fall back from being around his oppressor, he wouldn't have been in the situation, because the same people who he embraced as friends, as missionary brothers and sisters, is the same group of people. Not saying them per se, but people that look like him that actually took his life. And if that's not a hint for your ass, for you to wake up and realize that the Most High is sending us messages, but we just stiff-necked, hard-headed people, and it's hard for us to get the notion that the Most High is sending to us that these people do not like us. They hate us. Every story that you have an interracial relationship that turned out to, where one individual was murdered is usually the black person that was killed. It's time for us to wake up, family. It's time for us to wake up. And with that, I say shalom.